So here's the situation. Did you know that 95% of AI projects are failing to meet their business outcomes? This is based on recent reports from MIT and other research organizations. Here is what is interesting. MIT reported that this isn't a technology failure, it is an execution failure. Basically, organizational change management is not being done correctly for a lot of these projects, which is leading to resistance and low adoption. In this video, I will show you four key things that are important for you to know. One, the top three reasons why 95% of AI projects are failing. Two, why most employees and managers are really resisting AI. Three, what the 5% of successful project teams and organizations are doing differently. Four, a practical four-phase change management strategy for your organization to use to ensure successful AI adoption. The number one reason why a lot of AI projects have failed is due to a lack of strategic alignment. Many organizations launch AI initiatives without a clearly defined business problem or measurable outcome. Executives often approve AI pilots because we need to do something with AI, but there is no direct connection to performance metrics or financial goals. Without strategic alignment, these AI projects generate activity instead of value, and they contribute to change saturation and organizational noise. Leaders who succeed by linking AI initiatives to specific business outcomes, such as cost and expense reduction, process efficiency, or improved customer experience, and by defining success metrics that everyone understands. The second reason why a lot of AI projects are failing is that change saturation is not being addressed. Across many organizations today, employees are navigating a high level of ongoing changes. Recent data that my organization has done on change saturation shows this level of change saturation across most organizations. Take a look at my screen. As you can see on my screen, you will notice that leaders, senior directors, as well as directors, you can also see that managers, supervisors, and frontline employees are all experiencing between a high and a very high level of change saturation. Across many organizations today, including your own organization, many projects are being implemented at once. And this is leading to increased levels of change fatigue, change saturation, as well as resistance to change. And so, when your organization decides to implement AI without assessing or mitigating this reality, you are adding another layer of pressure to your organization that results in fatigue, and oftentimes we see silent resistance. Basically, people eventually reach a point where they cannot take on one more change. And so they disengage, they delay adoption, or they revert to the old ways of doing things. Adoption reduces, resistance increases. To prevent this situation, we recommend that leaders should assess organizational readiness before launching AI efforts. If your teams, impacted departments, impacted groups, and impacted individuals within your organization, if they are already at this level of change saturation, then here is what we recommend. You can consider adjusting the timelines for when you implement the AI project. You can also sequence initiatives. That way, not everything is landing at the same time. Something else you can do is you can provide additional change management support to ensure that everyone feels enabled, supported, and they feel um, confident enough to adopt the new AI changes. Here's one thing I would like you to take a note of. Sustainable adoption depends on both capability and capacity. This is something that I normally communicate to leaders across different organizations that my team and I are implementing change management for to increase their AI adoption. I emphasize to each leader that sustainable adoption really depends on both capability and capacity, meaning that people need to be capable of applying the new knowledge for adopting AI. So, capability involves being enabled, being trained, having effective communication, and being equipped to start using the new AI tool. Capacity, on the other hand, has to do with having enough bandwidth to be able to take the time to adopt the new AI project. So, this is something very important for you to keep in mind. And if you have any questions or you need help, you can reach out to me for us to discuss further. The third factor that my team and I have identified as to why AI implementations are failing is weak integration into daily operations. So we see that many AI solutions are technically sound, but operationally disconnected. What do I mean by this? We see organizations deploying AI as an add on rather than embedding AI into existing workflows and decision making. And so we partner with organizations to help increase their AI adoption. And we see that successful organizations end up designing AI around how people actually do their day to day job. They adjust processes, they redefine roles, and they equip their impacted teams so that AI becomes a natural part of operations and not as a separate task. So, whenever you think about the main reasons why AI projects are failing, take a look at my screen and you will see the three main reasons that we have identified. Let us now go on to why really people are resisting AI. And I know I just talked about the three key factors, but at the end of the day, individuals are the ones that have to adopt the AI in order for the AI project to be successful. So when it comes to employees and managers, here are the key reasons why they say they resist AI. They worry about being replaced, or they simply do not trust AI driven decisions. Skill gaps and bad data hygiene or quality is also making them difficult to use AI confidently. In other cases, we see initiatives do not clearly align with company goals or raise ethical governance concerns that leaders have not fully addressed. Company culture can also slow progress when openness, communication, or collaboration are lacking. So, we just talked about 95% of AI projects are failing, right? What about the 5%? What are they really doing differently? So, organizations that succeed with AI share several consistent change management practices. One, they start small, but they think strategically. So, they target one well defined use case and sometimes multiple well defined use cases. as well as they target specific stakeholder groups, and they execute effectively, and they also scale based on lessons learned and proven impact. Something else is they treat AI as an organizational capability, not a one time project. So they invest in governance, data quality, and continuous learning, starting with a pilot and then integrating lessons learned into enterprise wide rollout. They also prioritize people and process. So technology is viewed as an enabler of better decisions, not a replacement for humans. They also embed change management from day one. This is very, very important. So these organizations that succeed with AI adoption plan for adoption and cultural alignment early rather than treating change management as an afterthought. So, in essence, the successful 5% of organizations focus as much on how people will do their job differently as they do focusing on what the technology can do. Okay, let me quickly go over the successful change management strategy that my team and I have used to increase AI adoption across a wide range of organizations and clients. You can now take this four-phase approach and use it for your own organization to help increase your AI adoption successes. To avoid being part of the 95% of AI projects that have failed, organizations need a structured but flexible, repeatable approach that connects business strategy, technology deployment, and human adoption. There are four phases to this approach. Phase one is readiness assessment and mobilization. So every successful AI transformation begins with understanding your current state. Before implementation, you want to ensure that you assess your organization's readiness, culture, and capacity for change. Key actions for you to consider include evaluating change saturation levels and stakeholder readiness, identifying risk, resistance, and cultural factors that can impact adoption, mapping stakeholders and potential change champions, defining enablement needs, and conducting readiness surveys or interviews. Phase one ensures that leaders and change practitioners are able to make informed decisions based on the organization's actual readiness, not based on assumptions. Phase two, which is the design and develop phase, is basically once readiness has been established, you now want to design your strategic playbook as well as your enablement toolkit that will help guide change management implementation. And then phase three is where we have the pilot enablement. This provides an opportunity for your organization to test, learn, and refine your implementation approach. You want to ensure that you equip pilot teams with the resources, with the training, with the communication, and also the coaching they need to effectively adopt AI efficiently. And then phase four is where we have the enterprise wide rollout and sustaining the change. Once the pilot has demonstrated measurable success, you now want to ensure that your organization expands AI rollout carefully and deliberately. And if your team is planning or struggling with AI implementation and you would like expert change management consulting support in applying this best practice four phase change management approach, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to hear from you. Good luck.